Imagine a family so powerful their influence runs deep under the Earth's crust, pulling out the glittering veins of Africa's wealth. Enter the Oppenheimer family, a name that rings with authority and whispers tales of immense wealth and power. They are one of the world's most influential families, and their roots stretch back to the old world, to the heart of Germany. But it was a journey southward that would cement their legacy. In the late 19th century, the Oppenheimers made a significant leap, leaving behind the familiar streets of Germany for the sun-baked plains of South Africa. It was a move that would change the course of their family history, and indeed, the history of an entire continent. The Oppenheimers, however, were not just another immigrant family seeking fortune in a new land. They arrived with a vision that was as vast and as deep as the African continent itself. And it was this vision that led them to the very thing that would define their legacy: Africa's abundant resources. There's an air of mystery that shrouds the Oppenheimers. For many, they are enigmatic figures, their true power and influence hidden behind a veil of wealth and prestige. They are the silent puppet masters, their strings reaching into the deepest pockets of Africa's rich earth. The Oppenheimers' control over Africa's resources is staggering. They have their hands on the pulse of the continent, extracting its wealth and shaping its destiny. Yet despite their immense power, they remain largely unseen. Their influence felt but not seen, their presence known but not acknowledged. The Oppenheimer family has left an indelible mark on Africa. Their story is one of ambition, power, and an unyielding pursuit of wealth. It's a story that continues to unfold, their influence echoing across the continent like a low, rumbling thunder. And so the Oppenheimer dynasty was born, a dynasty that would soon hold the reins of Africa's sparkling wealth. As the 19th century turned, the Oppenheimers, having settled in South Africa, began their ascent to power. In the early 1900s, Ernest Oppenheimer, a man of vision and ambition, saw the potential in the rich, untapped resources of Africa. He founded two companies that would soon become giants in the mining industry: De Beers Consolidated Mines and Anglo-American. From humble beginnings, these companies would grow to control vast swaths of the mining landscape, not just in Africa but worldwide. Ernest Oppenheimer was a master strategist. He knew that in order to truly control the diamond industry, he needed to control its supply. By acquiring a majority stake in De Beers, he did just that. This move would prove to be a game-changer, giving him an iron grip on the rough diamond market. But Oppenheimer didn't stop there. He wanted to ensure the value of diamonds remained high. To do this, he implemented a strategy of stockpiling diamonds to limit their availability on the market. This strategy was so successful that by the mid-20th century, the Oppenheimers controlled an astonishing 85 to 90% of the world's rough diamond distribution. In the decades that followed, Oppenheimer's companies continued to grow and expand. They ventured into other areas of mining, further cementing their dominance in the industry. The Oppenheimers were no longer just diamond miners, they were a mining powerhouse. The rise of the Oppenheimers was not without controversy. Their monopoly over the diamond industry and their control over Africa's resources drew criticism from many quarters, yet they remained unflinchingly resolute, their position unassailable. Ernest Oppenheimer's vision, his strategic acumen, and his relentless pursuit of dominance transformed the face of the diamond industry. He turned his family into one of the most powerful dynasties in the world, their influence reaching far beyond the mines of South Africa. And with that, the Oppenheimer family had firmly established themselves as the unchallenged rulers of the diamond world. From the heart of Africa, the Oppenheimers spun a web of control that spread around the globe. Their influence was not confined to the vast mineral-rich continent of Africa. They reached out, their grasp extending to every corner of the world, a testament to their business acumen and strategic alliances. The Oppenheimers were not just a family. They were a force, a power that shaped the course of the global diamond industry. Imagine, if you will, a single entity controlling between 85 to 90% of the world's rough diamond distribution. It's a staggering thought, isn't it? But that's exactly what the Oppenheimers did. This family, this titan of industry, held the reins of the diamond trade firmly in their hands, their grip unyielding and their dominance absolute. But how did they achieve such a feat? Well, it wasn't by chance or luck, but by strategic maneuvering and shrewd business practices. The Oppenheimers understood the importance of alliances. They knew that to control the diamond industry, they needed to be in control of the entire supply chain. They formed partnerships, forged alliances, and built relationships that spanned continents. They were masters of their craft, their influence felt in the mines of Africa, the markets of Europe, and the bustling cities of Asia. And yet their power was not overt. It was subtle, almost invisible to the untrained eye. They did not rule with an iron fist, but with a velvet glove, their control exerted gently yet firmly. They understood that dominance was not just about control, but about influence. They knew that to truly dominate, they needed to be woven into the very fabric of the industry they sought to control, and they succeeded. The Oppenheimers, with their vast diamond empire, did not just light up the world with glittering stones. They also skillfully wove themselves into the fabric of global power. Their influence felt not just in the diamond mines and markets, but in the corridors of power and the halls of influence. The Oppenheimers, with their diamond empire, had not just lit up the world with glittering stones, they had also skillfully woven themselves into the fabric of global power. Behind their glittering empire, the Oppenheimers held the strings that moved Africa. But their reach extended far beyond the shimmering allure of diamonds. The Oppenheimers also held significant sway over Africa's other precious resources, their influence as weighty as the gold, as vital as the platinum they controlled. Gold, a symbol of wealth and power since time immemorial, was another crucial piece of the Oppenheimer puzzle. They dominated the gold mining industry, their influence radiating from the heart of South Africa to the farthest reaches of the continent. The Oppenheimers understood the intrinsic value of gold, and they harnessed it, shaping not just their own fortune, but the economic fate of an entire continent. But it wasn't just about diamonds and gold. Platinum, a highly sought-after resource for its wide range of industrial applications, also fell within the Oppenheimers' ambit. Their control over such a vital resource only served to further cement their position at the helm of Africa's resource-rich economy. Yet, the Oppenheimers did not stop at simply controlling these resources. They understood that with great power comes great responsibility, and they used their influence to shape the political landscape of Africa. Their strategies were as multifaceted as the gems they dealt in. By maintaining close ties with political leaders, supporting policies that favored their interests, and even stepping into the political arena themselves, the Oppenheimers ensured their hold on Africa's resources remained unchallenged. They also understood the importance of public perception. They projected an image of benevolence, of contributing to the development of Africa. They funded schools, hospitals, and infrastructure projects, painting a picture of philanthropy that allowed them to operate largely unopposed. In this way, the Oppenheimers, with their vast wealth and shrewd strategies, pulled the strings that moved Africa. They were not just businessmen, but puppet masters, controlling a continent's resources and, by extension, its destiny. The Oppenheimers, from their high perch, had become the puppeteers of Africa's destiny. The Oppenheimer legacy, etched in glitter and power, continues to shape the world. The Oppenheimers of today, while not as overtly dominant in the diamond industry as their predecessors, still wield considerable influence in the global economic and political arena. Their wealth, amassed over generations, has been strategically invested in a diverse portfolio of businesses, ensuring their continued relevance and power. But it's not all about the money with the Oppenheimers. They have also made a name for themselves in philanthropy. The Oppenheimer Generations Foundation, for instance, is committed to promoting education and entrepreneurship in Africa. They're investing in the continent's most valuable resource, its people. They understand that the true wealth of Africa lies not just in its abundant natural resources, but in the potential of its people. In global politics, the Oppenheimers are known for their discreet yet influential presence. They have a knack for being in the right place at the right time, shaping decisions that often have far-reaching implications. Their vast network of contacts spans the globe, from the corridors of power in Washington, D.C. to the bustling markets of Johannesburg. Over the years, their control over Africa's resources has shifted. While they no longer hold the reins of the diamond industry as tightly as they once did, their influence is still felt. They've diversified their interests, investing in various sectors including real estate, finance, and technology. This strategic diversification ensures that they remain a formidable force in Africa's economy. The Oppenheimers' legacy is one of resilience and adaptability. They've navigated the tumultuous waters of history, weathering political upheavals, economic downturns, and societal changes. Yet through it all, they've managed to maintain their position at the top. The Oppenheimers, a name synonymous with power and wealth, continue to pull the strings, their influence as enduring as the diamonds they once controlled.